Hey traders, John Howell here. Hope you guys are doing well. It's market update time. In this video, guys, I'm going to quickly share with you the US indices, Dow Jones, SP500, and also the Nasdaq. And yeah, we'll basically have a look at those and see what's going on there. So before I start this video, guys, anything I say in this video is just educational purposes only. I'm just sharing with you what I see right now. Again, I have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. No one can pick the day-to-day, day-by-day process. And even if you have a very successful trading system, you don't know which trade is going to work out, right? That's the probability of trading. So, don't just place the trade based on what you're seeing in this video, because trading is risky, all right? So, all right, guys, before I do start, first link in the description, or if you're after a free trading course, first link in the description. Yeah, if you need some coaching from me, you can get that link in the description as well. All right, guys, let's get straight into the market update time. Let's some people on YouTube are vicious, I tell you. Anyway, let's actually get on to what happened with the Dow Jones. So now we can see the Dow Jones actually held the 52-day moving average there, as you can see, and actually really just held there. Now, for the last few days, I've been calling for a lot more downside to come, and right now the sellers are still in control. I'm definitely not saying buy this market right now, and I'm definitely not saying short this market right now. I'm saying right now there's definitely really no one really in control. Again, guys, I'm definitely not saying short the market. I'm definitely not saying buy the market, because right now we're getting very conflicting signals. All right, and here's what I've been talking about. This last few days, I've been saying, look, lower low or lower high, and now we're going to create a lower low. That's sellers in control on the short term, okay, on the short term. So we may get a little bit more downside. But one thing we can see is that the market is actually holding this resistance level back here quite nicely right now. Now, again, I'm not saying the market is going to drop. In fact, in the last videos, I wasn't saying the market was going to drop. I was just saying danger, danger, danger. Are we getting ready for a big drop? So now, if we are going to get a big drop, this is the start of something. This is the start of something that we would see. But here's what I want to tell you guys. Firstly, we can see that we did get this drop down. Again, I'm still not saying buy this market. I'm still not saying short this market. If you're just trading the Dow Jones, obviously, if you have the trading system there. Now, but look at this here, guys. Okay, look at this here. We are still creating this lower high and lower low with the Dow Jones. So the sellers are still overall in control right now. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but again, guys, right now the sellers are still in control, and we are getting this overall, as I said before, we're still getting this overall major lower high, lower low. So guys, we may get a little bit more upside from here, but right now we need to start breaking above this high point for this whole trend to change. All right, so again, sellers are in control short term, and again, I'm not saying short the market, I'm not saying buy the market, I'm just saying that this is the time to get out of the market if you are, if you're a short-term buy, if you're short-term trader. So we may get a little rally out of here right now, because we are holding the support level. As you can see, this resistance here is now become support. So we may get a little rally. But if we do get a little rally, guess what? We're likely to find resistance around about here, and then if we do start to drop off, then we probably could see a bit of a drop down. But right now, guys, we're seeing this market hold here with the Dow Jones, and we're seeing that market hold at that support level. So does the 50-day and this support level hold, and do we get a bit of rally? If we do get a bit of rally, we know for sure this long-term trend line has been indeed a strong level. So that's probably going to find a bit of resistance there. And once again, guys, we can see that we have like a nice trend line coming down through there. So maybe it's just going to rally up from there as well too. Now, again, if we have a look at the weekly chart, we take everything off the weekly chart is still pushing higher. So we have started to break back down through here, guys, but we are still pushing higher on this weekly chart. I'm very nervous about this market right now, where it is right now, because the market's been going up for so long, just slowly holding up. So I'm very, very nervous about where the market is right now. But right now, the overall trend is still pushing. The major trend is pushing up. I always say trade with the trend. So trade with the. I have two rules with my own trading. Trade with the trend, meaning what's the higher time frame? This higher frame, the trend's up. Makes sense? So I'm trade with the trend. So trade with the trend and also who's in control. So the first thing is I always say trade with the trend. So the trend is up. But if we then who's in control and then we start to get some sellers in control through here, then guess what? Then now we have sellers in control in the daily chart, but the trend is up. So therefore we're getting conflicting signals. Make sense? So right now, the time right now is not the buy stock. The time right now is not the short stock. The time right now is just to be really, really careful. I actually did think, and still may happen, guys, but I would think that this here is a bit of a topping pattern, but we would actually we'll see what actually happens through there. So same with the S&P 500, but the S&P 500 still, guys, is much weaker than the Dow Jones. As you can see, with the S&P 500, we're broken back on. So we may get a little rally tomorrow up into here, but if we do, we're likely to find a lot of resistance around here. We are, again, guys, we are still very bearish in this market right now. We've got this lower high right now. We've got this lower low. We created here, so we may get a little rally up into this level through here, and then if it does falter through there, if we do get that push to the high side, then and then we start to come off through here. Then guess what's like? Then through this whole situation here, that's going to create another lower high, and then if we start to break those low levels from there, then we can start to see some serious downside coming into the markets. Make sense, guys? And as I said before, and I said this to you guys yesterday, that the very first early warning sign was this lower close below this support level, which has been the very, very, very first time we've actually closed below a major resistance level. I talked about that in yesterday's video. So looking at this chart right now, guys, we may get a little rally. All right, we may get a little rally when it comes to. We may get a little rally when it comes to this here. We may get a little rally here, but I would say if we do get a little rally, we're likely to falter through there somewhere. In fact, if I just draw a trend line, if I just draw my trend lines through there to there, we'd probably like to falter. Falter simply means maybe stop. So there's two clearly obvious areas of resistance. One is this level through here, which is this level through here. But see, last time it actually came to this 50 event moving average, is also respected there as well too. So again, guys, we may get a little rally out of this thing, but I would expect it to be short-lived. And if it is short-lived and we start to break down from there, then I would see an acceleration. Then I would expect an acceleration on the downside. And also looking at the Nasdaq, again, guys, once again, looking at the Nasdaq is very, very weak in itself as well too. We can see that we're having a bit of a nice downtrend through there. We are breaking down, guys, through here. So again, we may get a little short-term rally out of this. We don't know, but we may get a little short-term rally out of this. If we do get a little short-term rally, I believe it's likely to be short-lived. We are creating, again, guys, when it comes to the Nasdaq, trade with the trend. So the trend is what? Up, right? We're still getting higher highs and higher lows. But when it comes to the Nasdaq, with the Nasdaq and looking at the daily chart, what do we have here? We have a lower high, and a lower low, and now another lower low. So we're definitely getting a lot more sellers in control through here. We had definitely broke up through here. So again, we may get a little rally up through here, but I expect that to be short-lived. And then I believe we're likely to start getting some sellers coming into this market from there as well too. So makes sense, guys. So there's my little market update for you guys. As I said before in these last few videos, I didn't expect the market to just crash. Someone said, "Crash? Are you an idiot? Everyone's been saying that since 2008, blah, blah, blah." And I replied to him like, "Open up your ears." I said, "Pullback, not crash." So again, guys, the overall videos that I've been doing in the last couple of days is not for day by day basis, right? It's like, okay, the overall market is shifting from and that's the reason I say I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but the overall market is shifting. We may get a little rally to the high side, but then I believe a little bit more downside is. So no, if we do get a little rally to the high side, I believe that's likely to be short-lived, and then I believe we're likely to start getting a bit more of a pullback from there. So there we go, guys. Market update time.